You know what? This card is busted. Alright, to the 34% of you that have not smashed the living crap out of that subscribe button, smash it so you guys don't miss out on more content. So we took a runic list that we saw recently from Slim's channel, and I wanted to go ahead and I wanted to take it to locals and see, how runic has kind of evolved as of late. And it is kind of nice to see the mild differences in things. Fun fact, this is actually the first time that we've actually played this card, Majesty's Fiend. So this thing is actually really, really good. Unfortunately, this deck is kind of turned into Protect the Majesty's Fiend because you need to be able to keep this up and running. Unlike Skill Drain, this card actually is pretty busted. It also comes on a 2400 body, which is actually pretty massive. I was never really a huge fan of this because like Mystic Mine and Skill Drain just felt way better. But because of the shifts in the format, the loss of Mystic Mine and things like that, you have to play this. So yeah, we ended up winning locals. We beat out, what was it, Double Sword Soul, Spray. I don't remember anything else from the day, but there's that. Now, playing triple copies of the Fountain. This is the best card in the deck. I don't care what you think. Drawing 3 cards per copy, not a once per turn, is bonkers. Like, I don't know what they were thinking when they made this card, but thank you, Konami, for the bustedness that is that card. Then we have triple copies of Just the Tip. This gives you access to literally anything that you want within your deck. And the big thing with this is one big thing that this list emphasized was actually triple copies of this. So because we're playing the Majesty's Fiend, we have to play extra copies of this. This is the one that lets you target a face-up monster on the field, and then the next time that monster be destroyed by a battle card effect, it is not destroyed. Alright, and then it can attack this turn, but who cares about that? You're already not attacking anyway. But you have to use these to protect these. Alright, this is like your game plan investment. There will be times where you will go second. I only won 1 dice roll out of the entire day, which was fantastic, by the way. I love playing down with a deck that you don't want to play down with. Alright, it opens up so many like bad doors that's ridiculous. We have triple copies of Flashing Fire. I don't know why you're not maximizing on these if you're playing this deck. You need these to be able to do their thing. If not, that's a free special summon from the extra deck to get some tribute fodder up on the board. Triple of these, I don't have any complaints about this. There will be some games where you will not have things to pop, which is a very strange thing to me, by the way, that this format has kind of settled up, that you might not have like the best value for this, but it's perfectly understandable. The card still says mill 4. Like, it's incredible to me like how good that this is, just strictly on the principle of what it actually does. We have triple copies of the Effect Veiler. I like this card a lot. I think that this card is, the 3 best ones in the deck are literally the Spell and Trap Pop, I can't take that back. This is one of the better ones. It also comes with a free mill 3, or special summon, so good stuff. And then we play just 1 copy of the Droplet. I do kind of miss having additional copies of this, if you want my honest opinion. We are not playing the Runic Allure anymore. I can tell you that there is a slight difference in power scaling between just being able to turn every one of your quick play spell cards into an additional mill. That does really get the job done very, very quickly. But the problem is once you kind of take that out of the equation here, and you're forced to play some other different options because of how a format evolves. Yeah, seeing 1 less copy of that is fine. And then we just played the 1 copy of the Smiting Storm. No other real response to this. The 1-ofs are still inherently good at the end of the day. It's just they don't generate as much value as they used to. But if you do see this in a small vacuum, and you're able to kind of like start recycling these to punish the opponent, it starts getting very, very good. Then we have triple copies of Pod Duality. Yeah, I know they're not high rarity. I don't know where my high rarity ones are. They teleported somewhere. I literally woke up with 25 minutes to build this deck before locals, and yeah, it was not a fun time getting all this stuff together. I almost didn't get to go because I was short one of the cards, and I found it very last minute. So this card, like the Pot of Extravagance, just gets you some filtering options, which you kind of need. You can be like, well, there's a confliction with special summoning aspects. Not really. This was the card that I actually had the issue with, that I needed to find. This card is nuts. Being able to draw 3 free cards for no reason puts you into the game at certain points. And I guarantee you a lot of people, I seen this card twice today, and it was amazing each time. One, terraforming to search for the field spell. No reason not to maximize on that. And then there's this busted card. Oh my god, this card is so good. Monsters with 1500 or more attack cannot declare an attack. So you can drop this on the field with a Majesty's Fiend here, and then your opponent can't attack this. So you just floodgate them out. It's double-sided field, literally 2-card combo. But like, this card is Mystic Mine at home. It really is. And yeah, you lose 100 life points during each standby phase. I had one game where I saw 2 of these, and I put them both up in case my opponent had out to one of them, like a Cosmic or something. So don't feel bad to do that. We also play one Called by the Grave. Getting ashed hurts. That's like the only real reason why like I want to play this. Now, Floodgates here. 2, there can only be 1. 2 goes in match, and 2 rivalry. With the way that things are right now, I do not have a complaint about this. You pretty much can board out whichever one that you don't want to see. You're able to kind of adjust and go down from there. I think that this worked out really fine in terms of ratios. I understand the logic for this. And then we add 2 copies of this card. I think this card is interesting in this deck because this does hurt you. It does take away options for you to self summon from the extra deck, so you could lose some chum blocks. So you got to be a little bit careful when you flip this, because you can cost yourself a game if you can't out something. So that's actually important. Extra deck here. So this is going to be, I didn't have one of the cards for the video, but so we have triple copies of Hugin. I don't know why you're not maximizing on this card. This card saves your back row. This is the MVP. Also searches for your field spell if you go first and you want to do the discard combo. The discard combo, I mean, do this with a spell card, go ahead with field spell, toggle, go ahead, get your draw value. We have triple copies of this. I actually didn't make this at all today, which is actually really saying something, because this is like my go-to card when you actually play the spell card. Though if you do get into like a grind game and you need like a 2000 defense wall to gain some free life points for time, this is like your go-to. We have triple copies of Gary. This was MVP today. I made this card 7 times. That's way more than you ever should be making right now. Just free damage step value. Then we have 2 copies of Frecky. I made this once to tribute it. That's his whole purpose. We have 2 copies of Venentus for punishments, so free pop 2. 1 Nightmare Phoenix, never made this. And then 1 for Jet, just toggle draw power. Finally can play this. Side deck here. This card's busted. With Kashtira coming into the format or seeing play here soon, probably going to play these in Seer modes. Might actually have to main deck these, depending on how that format shifts up. Hey, this card does life point stuff, which is good. We have 1 copy of Pinkertops. This card feels really good when you see it. This card was MVP. Holy moly. You laugh at your opponent when you see this card. I know, sorry about the rarities on these. I don't have any other higher rarity ones. We have 2 copies of Dimensional Fissure. In a world where you can actually see this card feels pretty good, in my personal opinion. Like, yeah. I have 2 copies of Silent Graveyard. Didn't need to see this. And then we had triple copies of Solemn Judgment, because telling your opponent no is actually really, really good. So, final thoughts on this. Sphere mode and more lava golems are probably coming in here in the near future. Kashtira is a very hard matchup for this deck, strictly because like their monsters are so much bigger. So we'll kind of have to wait and see how we see Runic adjust here in the near future. But this card, too good. So please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. I hope you enjoyed another Runic adventure with dear old MCL40. I really do love this deck. It's so fun. All right, guys, have a good rest of your day. Peace out.
Patrons.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.